This is the weekly celestial forecast for the week beginning May the 22nd, 2023, ASMR version. So, to start off the week, we have the moon on Monday at 6 degrees of Cancer. And this is making a beautiful trine to the planet of karma, responsibility, duty of Saturn in Pisces. So we want to work hard starting on Monday. And this is good because it allows us to feel very sensitive to our environment and to those around us. Yes, indeed. And not only that, the moon, which is connected with the emotions, is also making a sweet sextile to lucky, prosperous, expansive Jupiter, the North Node, and Mercury, the communicator. So on Monday, we want to feel very communicative and we want to speak very clearly and concisely on Monday. And because there is a sextile with Jupiter, lucky, fortunate Jupiter, on Monday, we may get some good financial news, or we want to begin projects. We may get good or lucky job or business news. This is a very fortunate time on Monday, especially since there is a trine with the South Node in Scorpio and making a complete grand trine with Saturn in Pisces. Yes, indeed. So we are feeling very sensitive and a little psychic on Monday with this grand trine with the moon in Cancer, South Node in Scorpio, and Saturn in Pisces. We want to get work done, and we really want to express our emotions and spirituality, our sense of sensitivity, you name it, on Monday. It's a very good time. Also connected with the medical, whether that's with holistic, alternative, and any and all forms of healing on Monday. And there could be good medical news as well on Monday. Yes, indeed. So this only adds spice to this feeling of lucky and fortunate good news on Monday. Yes, but we cannot ignore here. Yes, coming up here, we've got an applying square off between the Sun in restless and chatty Gemini to Saturn, the planet of responsibility and gaining closeness as the week goes along. So we're feeling a little bit uncertain or confused with all this good feeling on Monday. Yes, indeed. So the Sun kind of takes a little bit of an edge off of our confidence on Monday because we feel maybe there's information this week, especially with the Sun squaring Saturn. There's information that we want to uncover now, and we want to find out what is going on, especially with chatty Gemini. In so many words, we are talking so much that we must be aware this week, everyone, that we must be very, not just clear and concise, but very factual. Make sure that when we talk and discuss things this week, that we want to have correct information, because Saturn in Pisces squaring off communicative, chatty Gemini Sun kind of makes us want to talk, but not really prevent or present accurate information now. So this is the time this week we want to be very informative, yes, but we want to have the facts. So let's look ahead to the next day, which is Tuesday. Yes, indeed, this is Tuesday, the 23rd. Oh, look here. We've got very sensitive moon in Cancer in its own, with Venus, the planet of love and affection, in Cancer. So what is Cancer? Cancer is the 4th house. It's about home and family. So this is a good time for really expressing your love for your abode and your family. Also good for renovations and repairs, and especially unique repairs, that which is unusual or very different, connected with love and home, family, that can also be connected with the culinary, all forms of food, you name it, come Tuesday. And especially since we've got Uranus in Taurus, this is a lot of discussion about different foods, about what gives us creature comforts and what, everybody, but money. This is a good time. We are discussing and thinking about our investments, saving money, making money. Yes, this is the day on Tuesday to really think about our future and saving money or spending money on that which will increase profits for our future and our goals. Yes, indeed, especially since we have Jupiter in Taurus, the sign of money, with the North Node, and communicating it now even more so with Mercury in Taurus. Yes, indeed. However, we can't ignore there is a square with, yes, Jupiter, the North Node, and a wide square with Mercury, the communicator, with what? Mars, the planet of action. In fact, even though Tuesday is a very good money and job day, we have to be cautious of the unexpected conflicts. Why? Because we have Mars, the planet of action, opposing the power planet of Pluto, retrograde in Aquarius, especially with group conflicts or conflicts with friends or those with social media, social anything, because the power planet is falling into a grand cross with Mars, the South Node in Scorpio, and Jupiter, North Node, and Mercury. So yes, we will have to be very cautious of the unexpected social and group conflicts now. Yes, indeed. And what is Pluto? Pluto is the planet of the unknown, underneath the surface. So this week we will have information that comes to the surface now unexpectedly, especially connected with Pluto, retrograde in Aquarius, and the South Node with Scorpio. That's a very sensitive point, but its rulership is Pluto and Mars. So we are going to be rather aggressive early this week, even going into Wednesday, about expressing our opinions. We don't want to get into petty conflicts about who's right and who's wrong about our ideas, our ideals, and to add to this uncovering of information now as we project further, we have this opposition, or this square off with the Sun and Saturn, yes, but let's look forward another day. So we're a little confused. We're a little confused with facts. Yes, we're feeling sensitive to others, but we will have to also not be looking ahead to conflicts about our opinions and our ideals. Let's look ahead another day this week too. Oh, yes, the 24th on Wednesday. So we have now the moon moving away from the sensitive sign of Cancer to conjoining and adding to this grand cross with the moon and Mars. So although we're feeling rather energetic on Wednesday because the moon is with Mars and Leo, and we're feeling very creative, we have to watch for this continued grand cross in the fixed signs. It's one thing to project your opinions and your ideals, but it's also another to feel that your opinions, your creativity may be a little better than others, and therefore this could create some creative conflicts as well. The trick here is to stick to hard work and be focused and be very determined, which a grand cross is very good for, is to really be very focused on our work. Yes, our creativity. Yes, projects that we're starting, but we don't want to be very focused on right and wrong, and this could create trouble on Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday. We want to focus on what is very good here. Well, we have a trine starting off early on the week with Pluto, the power planet. So that's equally very communicative, but with the Sun, that only encourages the power planet of Pluto retrograde to get to the bottom of information now, and especially because with the Sun squaring Saturn, we feel a little inhibited, or we feel like there is a need to get to the bottom of some kind of annoying information that is presented to us now on Wednesday. And Pluto says with the trine retrograde, get to the bottom. Bring out what needs to be brought out to the surface, and especially with the expansive Jupiter in Taurus, that only expands or brings out much information. But guess what we've got coming up on Wednesday? Yes, indeed, everyone. We have, yes, the moon falling into or applying the square off to unexpected, unpredictable Saturn. Uranus. So on Thursday, this is a time that there is going to be the unexpected conflicts, and also what is Uranus in Taurus? It's connected with our Earth. So starting on Thursday and into Friday, there are going to be big earthquakes, perhaps connected with volcanoes, earth changes, and the like, starting Thursday and Friday. So this also can be connected with unexpected arguments or disputes now on Thursday and Friday. Although still as earlier in the week and midweek, it's a good time to start projects and work on projects socially as long as we can focus on the positive, which is our individuality, and that is going to be positive this week. However, on a grand scale, what else does Taurus rule? Yes, it rules finance. Yes, it rules money. So there could be, yes, some issues this week with money, possibly the real estate market, especially with Venus in Cancer, because that's connected with the fourth house, with home, family, real estate, you name it. So there could be issues this week with corporations, businesses, finance, banking. Yes, all of that, especially since we've got Mars still in a square off with Jupiter North Node and Mercury, and with the South Node in Scorpio. So this week, although is good for money for us personally, yes, with a broader scale, there could be issues with banking, money, the real estate market, and anything to do with investments. This is going to be a questionable week for all those issues. But we have to take a hint from the positive with Pluto, although information is being brought to the surface now. At least the sun in Gemini is encouraging more research, because the more we dig, the more information that comes about now, the more we will be able to heal. And that is what is the positive we can take away from this. We need to heal from secrets, from unknown information being kept from us, and this is a positive. So let's look to the next day forward, which is, yes, indeed, Friday, and the moon is still in Leo. And now Leo is in what is called a inconjunct or quincunx aspect with Neptune. So that only continues this somewhat annoying theme of secrets. But because of this quincunx, on Friday, we may get into some of the conflicts involving tit for tat, or, to be honest, there may be conflicts involving secrets now. Maybe the secrets will come to the surface that have been involving Pluto and this grand cross, and now we are getting into some conflicts, or we may feel a little bit frustrated on Friday with information that we have uncovered. And we now have still Venus in Cancer. However, one wonderful thing here is Venus is applying over the next week a beautiful trine with dreamy Neptune. So that encourages more research. However, this is also very good for expressing our love and affection about home and family, but also what is Neptune in Pisces and Cancer. It's a very dreamy aspect. So this is very creative for psychical work, for the metaphysical, the paranormal, and expressing our love and affection. just be careful that we don't get carried away with conflicts because of secrets uncovered, which may or may not revolve around love and affection. But it's a good time nonetheless to be very creative. This is a time of the trine between Venus and Neptune to write down some of our imaginations and our dreams and what we want for our goals for the future. Very imaginative and very creative. And especially since Venus is now in a sextile with very unusual, very unique, unexpected Uranus. So on Friday, yes, there may be conflict, but this is kind of a good time to get lost in our own personal world of imagination and creativity and writing down our dreams and goals for the future. And now also, to add to this, there is a beautiful sextile with Mars, the planet of action, and the Sun in Gemini. So that gives us a sense of confidence over the weekend. Only heightens our sense of creativity and the desire for restlessness and the desire to travel, making some of those wonderful travel plans for the summer and really communicating in all sorts of ways on the internet, socially, with friends, you name it. The Sun in Gemini and Mars in Leo is extremely positive and restless and very good to communicate. We just will have to get to the bottom of what some of these secrets are or unknown information that's going to start to bubble up to the surface. Yes, indeed. So let's look ahead to the next day, which is Saturday. And that's Saturday, May 27th. Up, we've got the moon now in very critical, analytical Virgo. And this is making a opposition to duty, responsibility, structure, Saturn in Pisces. However, with structure-oriented Saturn in Pisces opposing the moon in Virgo, yes, we want to work hard on Saturday, but kind of like the day before and earlier this week, we know that there's something underneath the surface that must be brought to the surface now. But we have this sense of annoyance because of this opposition with Saturn and the depositor of nebulous Neptune. But the beautiful trine to the expansive planet, the planet of money, Jupiter in Taurus, the North Node and Mercury in Taurus only encourages more research to that very orderly, very analytical moon and hard-working Virgo. So we know something's there. This week, the discussion is going to be personally, first with the Grand Cross involving Pluto, Mars, and Jupiter, North Node and Mercury, the North Node, the South Node. We know that something is going to need to be brought to the surface because this week, now, especially involving the moon in analytical Virgo, with this T-square involving the Sun in Gemini and the T-square involving Saturn in very nebulous Neptune and Pisces, this week's big discussion is a big secret. Yes, everybody, personally and spiritually, we know the talk of the town. The talk now is a big secret, or secrets being kept from us, or there is confusion about uncertain information. And by week's end, with the connection with Pisces Saturn, the connection with the sun in Gemini, which just likes to chat and talk about everything, that likes to be brought to the surface, an analytical, critical, hard-working moon in Virgo. Yes, something is going to surface. And why? Because, yes, the sun in chatty Gemini likes to talk and analyze, kind of like the moon in Virgo. But what? The planet of expansion, Jupiter, and the North Node, which is extremely sensitive, are encouraging discussions and to bring about what is below the surface, especially with the square off with Pluto, which is connected with the 8th house, with the underworld. What's known needs to become known, and especially to add to that. And let's look ahead one more day to, yes, Sunday, with the moon now applying a the opposition with nebulous Neptune. So over the weekend, whatever has been hidden from us all week and has been causing this tension will surface by Sunday or Monday. And this is affecting us personally within all forms of relationship. We know that there's something underneath the surface that needs to be discussed. And in the meantime, this is causing some frustration. Yes, with the sun earlier and in midweek, making a trine to Pluto, this is encouraging. Bring out the sludge. Bring out the information. Jupiter is squaring off Pluto, and that is wanting to get to what is annoying us. And the trine this weekend with the moon in analytical Pluto is only going to dig below the surface and do the research, do the hard work necessary. And with all of this, yes, by Sunday or Monday, the news is going to become known about what has been annoying us, what we've had to figure out, and what else is going on here. Yes, let's jump back a day to Saturday, but Uranus, let's go back a day here. Uranus is in a square off with what? It is in a square off with, we have to go back here 2 days. Here. Yes, getting it together. Uranus is going through a square off with the moon. So starting on Friday, we have to expect the unexpected with all this information and the behind the scenes. And what is the moon? It is in Leo, and Uranus is connected with the unexpected. So come Thursday and Friday with the moon in Leo, there's going to be some concerns with earth changes, anomalies, big earthquakes, volcanoes, and the like. So starting on Thursday and Friday, and this can be a signal. Why? Because of some of the tension in the air, and psychological tension is affecting us and our emotional attention, and vice versa. The earth changes are affecting us emotionally. So we are all interconnected, and what is underneath the surface is going to be brought about. So let's look ahead again 2 more days, as we were going on Saturday and now to Sunday. We've got to go forward 1 more day to the final day this week. Back to Sunday. Yes, and so all information is surfacing. And with Virgo, Virgo is very orderly. Virgo is about research. But what else is Virgo about? It's about diet and exercise. So this is going to be another topic of discussion: food, diet, exercise, analyzation of everything and everything. It's about research, digging, getting to the bottom of the truth, and expecting the unexpected. And yes, what else is Taurus? Especially this Taurus stellium connected with, as aforementioned, money, corporations, banking. So there may be some secrets connected with real estate, especially with Taurus, money, anything that deals with money, especially with Venus, the planet of love, connected with Cancer, connected with real estate, money. So hold on to your hats, folks. There's going to be information that surfaces over the weekend, and especially by Monday next week, connected with money, all institutions connected with money, banking, real estate, you name it. So it's not all bad. There are good connections with Venus, the planet of love, and Uranus, the unexpected planet. So we may have some unusual ways of expressing our love to our loved ones. And with Venus now forming a wide trine to Neptune, we are very imaginative and very sensitive to our loved ones' needs. And with Mars in Leo, and earlier in the week with the moon in Leo, it's very creative. So, to surmise, this is a week we don't want to get into any unexpected conflicts yet again. And because of this very focused and determined aspect of a grand cross involving the authorities, with retrograde Pluto involved with the fixed grand cross, there could be information now that is uncovered regarding government or those that are involved with authorities, personally involving management, or worldwide involving leaders. This is going to be the week of unknown secrets. Throughout the week, this sense of frustration, and this sense as we further into midweek that we must dig until we get to answers, because we are not sure perhaps that those in authorities are being very honest or straightforward. And as a result, personally, we know that there's also information in our lives, perhaps connected with love, or connected with work, or other information connected with what? Jupiter, the law, banking, corporations. This, everyone, will be a very important and very pivotal and possibly important history-making week when information will come to the surface regarding money, real estate, those in authority. Yes, there are going to be tense moments, but we have to look to that which is positive. With the trine to the sun with Pluto, and with the trine with the sextile with Uranus and with Venus, and the Venus trine Neptune. The key here is to be and apply compassionate. Yes, this is a week when anger can surface, but if we look to love and our connections with home and family and hard work, then everyone, this week can be productive. And we, with all the information that will surface now, will be able to clear the air for the future, and most importantly, heal from whatever needs to be healed. If you'd like to get in touch with me, my contact information is down below. I give one-on-one readings and written reports. Please subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification. Until next time, many, many blessings.